All right, everybody, who is ready for Transistor? Enough, take it away.
All right, well, I am FNUF. I'm going to be running Transistor low %, and if my couch wants to introduce themselves.
I'm TinaHacks.
I'm Davesterio. I'm Hero of Wolves.
And we also have Sarki, Tega, and Vulajin, who ran this back in 2015. Yep. So this game is fantastic, and we're doing low %, which is fight as few things as possible. Tina, you had some stuff you want to set up real quick?
Yeah, so you're going to be hearing the term disjoint a lot in this run. Which I think is a term that was come up exactly for this game, right? It's just this game?
It's literally just something I ended up saying in my chat and nobody's corrected me on it, so that's what I'm going with.
Fair enough. So it's going to be used to describe a lot of different states. What FNUF is going to be doing is setting up storage of various things. It might be a terminal, it might be a loading state, it might be a save point. And then what you're going to see happen is FNUF is then going to put the game into a state where what's happening on screen is not what the game is programmed to believe should be happening at the time. And some real weird stuff is going to happen. We're going to skip a ton of content. It's going to be real fun.
All right, so game time starts on first input, and for whatever reason, going into the menu counts as an input in this game. So we will be going in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so fun things about this. Normally, I would have gone through and just set up the entire story, explained to you how all of that matters, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending upon who you are, I found a new skip between submitting this game and getting it accepted, which cuts out 3 new fights and completely changes the routing XP. So this right here is basically a tutorial, just a long drawn out one. This game has like a real-time fighting system as well as a turn-based system, so you can choose how you want to fight. Now, we're not going to be doing any of the turn-based if we can help it, because it is so much slower. You have to plan stuff out, end up having to go through, and you watch everything twice, basically. So also this game, your character is always on the board. Because of that, whenever you go through walls, the game just like turns off for collision, and when you get to where you're supposed to go, turns it back on. We're gonna make the game forget to do that a couple of times, just a little bit. So this next fight here, they want to go ahead and start telling us how our skills work, give us new abilities, and they really want us to check on Platt over here, who is game. Thank you. Every single time. It really wants us to talk to her to end up getting our next skill, so much so that it is going to force us into a nice little box over there. But if we spam into turn, it's going to try and dash us through. It takes away our collision while we're in turn, and then gives it back to us. But it does it while we're out of turn, which means that after we end up getting our AoE ability here, anytime we're in turn, we can just walk through walls.
Easy. Easy.
Hey, so now we have to do a bunch of out-of-bound walks. It's going to be a whole thing. Shout out to Katarev for choosing the right strat when I ended up choosing the left strat. He's the world record holder, and I am going to beat him eventually, I swear. Excuse me. Thank you. All right, so the reason that we have to pick up that AoE ability, other than the fact that it's just useful, is that this game has a weird setup here. It expects you to get both of these in order. So the first of the dead guys that you talk to gives you the first ability, the second one gives you the second, regardless of the order. So here, also if you get to him fast enough, you can just walk while it's trying to do the whole thing. We get our main movement text. So one more quick jump off here. And now we have our dash, which is our main movement tech. And from here, we just dash to the end of this first section. So, how's your guys' day going?
It's going pretty well. Had to wake up so that I could do commentary for a really cool run.
I didn't sleep so I could do commentary for a very cool run.
Dave, you're the true winner here.
Just sleeping for some commentary.
You know, I hear that they've got free Red Bulls in the lobby. You should check in on that.
Got it.
All right, and there we go. That's the first section done. And we can do a little bit of donations right now if you want, because these cutscenes are unfortunately unskippable.
Oh, you got it. I've got $15 from Sign89, who says, Transistor is such a beautiful game. Thank you for playing this. I hope you have fun.
You can do a couple more.
Sure. We've got $25 from Jimbo234, who says, gotta get that Ocarina of Time run.
Like, you can keep going all the way until this bike disappears. It takes forever.
Got it. We've got $150 from Red Whitrage, who says, watching at work on a slow Saturday, love GDQ and all you do. Here's to the bonus Zelda run.
All right. Now we're getting back into it. So in addition to being able to clip through walls, some fights, using the jaunt, you can just dash right around the edges of where the fight should start. So this next area is just a little bit of that getting shown off. Just boop. Do-do-do-do-do, boop. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Line up on that. Try not to. Yay, I didn't end up activating it. There. And there we go.
Yeah, so FNUF makes these look trivial. These are very, very precise.
All right, we're just gonna do that on the next screen. So we were talking about disjointing. So for whatever reason, whenever you go to activate something, you can queue up to do it. So the next time you're near it, it'll automatically do it. If you do go up to it and turn and then jaunt away, the game will say, okay, we're supposed to be going through this door, but then you can go and get yourself into a fight. So now over on that map, the fight is currently loaded. And here, we just jump out of a fight that's supposed to happen there. Go ahead and save real quick, because this is the last save that we are going to have for a while before the first boss. Get set up for her. And in addition to doing that with doors, we can do it with these OVC terminals. They're little like lore pieces that are supposed to flesh out the world. And every time you use them, it takes away your ability to move. Well, this game also has another mechanic where when you die, it puts you in an emergency turn so that you have a chance to survive. So open up the terminal, get myself into a fight. I currently have a jerk who's beating me up. By the way, jerks are jerks. He kills me. Now I can act with this terminal open. So now I'm just gonna drag it over into here. And so how I was saying about these things want to give you back your control whenever you leave them. So if you end up going through a doorway and then log out, you now have the ability to go into turn while you're going through the doorway, and you can walk through walls again. Let's see. And we just use that to go ahead and be like, hey, this fight, no thanks. So Dave, did you want to go ahead and explain this next section?
Do I want to explain the next section? Yeah, sure. So there's actually a pretty major oversight in the geometry here. FNUF is he's not even gonna disjoint, he's just literally gonna jaunt out of bounds and gonna maneuver through the area. All
right, so now we're doing this blind.
And something pretty particular, you know, if he maneuvers in the wrong areas, he actually has the chance of getting the camera stuck in areas in which he doesn't want it to. And something about the blind movement in this game, if you want to jaunt in a very specific direction, normally the jaunt goes in the direction of your mouse button, but if you're using a controller input, you can get a consistent angle that doesn't interact with your mouse, and you can do blind movement consistently.
Yeah, so it doesn't come across on stream. What we're seeing here is mouse, keyboard, and controller movement all interleaved with each other. It's really something to behold.
I might have actually got myself lost in the background. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, come on. Come on. I believe in you, Red. I believe in you. All right, we're just going to redo it real quick.
Oh, you got this, man.
All right. Oh, something I forgot to mention. I am going to be donating $5 for every single time I retry, and there are already 7 planned in there, so that's going to be number 8, actually. So if you guys want to get in on that, that way I have some reason to try to screw up slightly more and or less, depending upon how your wallet looks.
Wow, calling us out on Couch.
Hey, Couch can do it if they want to. I won't judge you guys.
Hey, one thing I will say is one of the event sponsors, Chrono GG, they have sales for a bunch of the games that are happening in Games Done Quick, and Transistor is actually one of those games in which you can get on sale right now.
Yeah, if you haven't played this yet, casually, it is just a fantastic experience. As a speed game, also real fun.
All right.
There we go.
There we go.
Yes, blind movement is definitely not easy.
Usually it's super consistent, but anyway, so we're about to hit a flashback scene to start telling us about all of this stuff, but the music that plays here is amazing, and so I just want to let that play out real quick.
When you speak, I hear silence. Every word a defiance. I can hear, oh, I can hear.
Can you sing like this enough?
No. Not at all, and I'm not going to disrespect the game to try.
Yes, jams.
You mean it slaps?
Oh. So aren't these cutscenes actually also in engine, and you can like walk on the cutscenes if you have the ability to walk out of bounds?
Yeah, like the game normally takes everything away from you. It's throwing a bunch of little floater objects over top of you. So right now we're in the cutscene that tells you everything that happened beforehand. Basically, there's a 4-person Illuminati that wanted Red to help them out. They have a magic sword that can end up rebuilding the city as they want. And they wanted you to like add your influence to it. You said no. They tried to steal you inside the sword to get your abilities. Your boyfriend jumped in the way. You lost your voice. He lost his body. He's now in the sword. So that's the plot in like that cutscene.
Yeah, so your boyfriend is a sword.
Yes, and my sword is a boyfriend. All right.
It's an anime love story.
Sybil, let's go and get some RNG in. All right, so first phase on this is super consistent, and I'm probably going to end up messing that up right as I say it. Please don't move, Sybil. Please don't move. Please don't move. All right, first phase, yay. So the rest of this now is going to just be pure run killer. So basically, I have it routed in, so we end up letting her hit us twice, try and push her down so that she wants to run to heal. I don't want to do that there. That's where I want to do it. Please kill the spark for me fast enough. All right, there we go, phase 3. Nice. Phase 3, she has 2 allies that will randomly shield anybody nearby, and they decide to spawn right next to her.
Ah, the cheerleaders.
Hey, at least they decide not to be completely mean, so that works out. So from here, we're on rails. We end up taking an emergency turn, dash behind.
So one thing to note about the turn is if you do a back attack on the enemy, you actually do get bonus damage for specific moves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on, don't run away. Don't run away. Okay, fine then. Just stop attacking me, Sybil. That's okay. I now have to change my route slightly.
All right, well, sure.
I can honestly say that's the first time that has ever happened to me. Sybil just randomly decided to stand there. Okay. All right.
So one cool thing about the abilities in this game, each ability can be equipped as a passive, an active ability, or you can actually use an ability on another ability to augment it.
Mm-hmm. And normally here I would be going ahead and slotting a new one because I would have just broken my breed. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and make it consistent. All right, so that's my normal setup, and that'll make it so I just don't get confused on menus. But yeah, so that is Sybil, and we are about a third of the way through the game now.
And if I'm correct, whenever you get one of these new abilities, you get them in a specific order. So even if you sequence break, isn't it each time you get an ability, you get them in a set order? Or
yep. Every single level has a certain pool it pulls from, and then your choices make it so that the next pools end up always coming back around on certain cycles. So because of the way that this game is routed, we are only ever going to hit level 3, which means we are ending the entire game with 6 abilities total. And it makes the last boss super, super tight. Before, there was a wonderful free strat, but that new skip I found at the beginning makes it so we go from level 4 down to level 3, and oh, good God, I want my dog
I'm pretty sure
back.
that's less.
Yeah, just a little bit less, just a bit.
So casually, where would you be level-wise, would you say?
I want to say that before I was supposed to be, do I already have loaded this? I actually haven't ran it in since I found.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so this next area, nice little oversight. If I get the timing right and I spam into turn fast enough, I could just walk out of bounds.
Very nice.
Also, there's a developer button here.
Don't push the button. Don't push it.
I'm not gonna push the button, mostly because I'm not allowed to push the button because it gives me an extra skill. But it doesn't give XP, it doesn't give levels. Head on over to speedgaming/transistor, join in on the conversation in the forums whether or not getting a skill without experience or levels should count as low percent. Anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and move on past that because I really want to hit it and I need to go ahead and remove it from as a temptation. All right. So over here, we are going to be doing a bunch of like more jaunts around fight triggers, some pretty interesting movement tech, and possibly me. There we go. All right, we're good there.
So one thing that's cool about jaunt is, in addition to just being able to dash forward, if you can actually dash around and through corners if your jaunt would end up in an area where you can land. If not, you would just run into the corner, but you do actually have the ability to really cut some corners with the ability.
Yeah, the collision is only checked close to the very start and the very end of the dash, which makes the movement tech really, really fun in this game.
Mm-hmm. So, coming up here, we've got these guys, these cluckers and weeds that are pulsing damage on us. Oh, look, an OVC terminal. I wonder what we're going to do with that.
Maybe some storage.
You know, we're feeling like it. Anyway, so cluckers are jerks, so let's see if they are going to end up actually bombing us fast.
So what you're not seeing is these cluckers typically are going to lob grenades at you.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, you end up doing the disjoint not because you have to, but because it just makes it so you can get into the weeds, so you can get that pulsing damage. Actually, right at the beginning there, one of the cluckers hit me with a bomb and actually pushed me out of the ticking damage, making it take like an extra second because cluckers are jerks. Jerks are also jerks.
So now in the emergency turn, he set all of his jaunts, and now FNUF is doing blind movement into the next area. I don't understand how you do this, honestly.
Lots and lots of practice and quite a few segments that should take 7 minutes, taking 30. All right, and come down, come into turn, and back through walls we go.
So again, you cancel out of the OVC terminal in the middle of the transition, and then you mash the turn, and if you get turn off immediately, you can just no clip. Mm-hmm. It is amazing.
Yeah, it cancels out the part of the game script that is meant to re-enable collision.
Yep. So all speedruns have an auto-scroller, and this is ours.
Hey, watch the cutscenes.
Yeah, I should definitely watch the cutscenes.
Yes.
Thank you, Dave.
But can you flourish?
I can flourish. And now I can't flourish because I'm in combat.
So now's probably a good time for donations during this auto-scroller, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. I've got a bunch. We got $15 from Mila619, who says, Transistor, yay, good luck on the run.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
$150 from Deject, who says, these Transistor remixes are absolutely incredible. Good luck to everyone and save the animals.
So another thing that we haven't gone over with the disjoints is that we also can disjoint our save location, which is really useful for getting a save point moved into a fight, and then you can use that to trigger the fight early, get yourself into a permanent combat state, safety save just in case. All right, so you get just that right distance away. Yeah, there we go. So normally this fight would be a fetch, which is a dog-like enemy, and 4 weeds, but if we reload, just the single dog. Also, fetches are jerks. There we go.
I very much disapprove of them being jerks.
Well, I can't help it, they're jerks. Also,
Did you just pet the dog?
I guess I petted the dog. I mean, I petted.
You can pet the dog.
Clap for petting the dog.
All right. So this is what you guys donated for, bonus scenes. Yeah, the world is currently being dissolved and rewritten to its base state, but you know what? Heroes run on their stomachs. So let's go ahead and stop into our apartment for a little bit of pizza.
Yeah.
Well, at least Junction Jan's delivered. Mystery Jan's. Topped with
Stuff.
Not so bad when it's cold.
Shoutouts to Cold Pizza.
Help yourself. Get locked yourself out. How are you gonna?
And that's one of the things that I love about this game, the fact that just there's those little voice lines that remind you of how serious the situation is. Locking herself out because she knows that the world is, you know, not in the best state right now. because she doesn't think she has to go back by. Okay. So here we're doing another of those disc joints where we're going to bonk on invisible walls. Come on, girl. There we go. And we're doing this to go ahead and start that elevator. Now, normally we could just ride that elevator up, but we have a boss skip coming up, and for whatever reason, they decided that riding up that elevator would make our sword sick and start playing weird audio stuff whenever he talked, and that's only going to go away when we beat the boss that we're not going to beat. So instead, we send the elevator up, and then we can just walk through where the elevator was. Also, slight little oversight here. In casual, you can just walk past the fight trigger for that area. No setup required.
Nice.
All right, and from here, we just got some jaunting through while a dog follows us for a bit, so we got a little bit of time for donations.
I have $100 from Enot, who says, love you, SGDQ. Shout out to Darren Korb and Ashley Barrett for amazing Transistor songs. Donation goes towards Announcer's Choice. Thank you.
So, fun thing that you can do in this game, for whatever reason, they have a dedicated key for humming, and she'll just hum along to the music for you. More games need this.
I agree.
All right, back into it. All right, so now we're about to do one of, I think, our longest out of bounds clips. So here, well, actually, Dave, if you'll go ahead for me so I can concentrate.
Yeah, so what he's going to do, he's going to jaunt into this fight. He's taking damage on that jerk and then the tail that's smashing down on him. And what he wants to do is he's going to backtrack to one of the OVC terminals, and he's going to do the storage when he's interacting with the OVC terminal. Mm-hmm. And you will see that in just a second.
Ooh, that could be iffy. We'll see. Go ahead and try it anyway.
We have a chance to soft lock.
Yeah, I did it. Okay, yep. That's going to be our...
All right, so unfortunately, if you get the emergency turn right before you're trying to get the emergency turn for the OVC storage, you do have a chance of soft locking the game, unfortunately. So we're just going to try to do that one time. But yeah, so you guys can see here, he's going to jaunt right into the fight. He's going to try to take damage from the jerk so that only 5 tails will be able to... Four tails to initiate the emergency turn.
Yeah, so that boss helpfully kills all of the enemies for you. That tail is coming down every 6 seconds and causing damage.
Yep, and trying to get the spacing just right, like there. So that's going to be the 1 cycle rather than the 0 cycle, unfortunately. Maybe might be the 2 cycle. Let's see. Oh, good. Okay, let's just not get stuck here. Just going to go ahead.
All right, yeah. Oh, my God.
So this doesn't pause the game, which is really interesting.
So now we're dead. Mm-hmm. And now we're not dead.
Aw, or yay.
That's right, Dave. We're trying to live through this, not die. Come on now.
Come on, dude. I'm running on 0 sleep. My brain is trying so hard to catch up with everything.
It's okay. It's a fast run.
It's very fast.
Yeah.
All right, so now all I have to do is not choke on this, which I have definitely killed a couple of runs because this was a 2-minute time reset, and I don't feel like I'm in the right spot, so I'm just gonna let that hit. All right, there we go. There we go.
So another instance of signing out of the OVC terminal mid-transition and then initiating the turn right when you gain control of red. No clip.
Now, that's not the worst of it. The worst part is we have to go through all of this jaunting, that whole 2-minute setup, and then another minute here, all to get right to the door right beside the boss. And if I click in the wrong area, so her auto-pathing, which is kind of questionable, ends up pushing her right into the fight, the boss just takes the door away, and I have to redo the entire area.
And this is also another instance of FNUF doing very particular out-of-bounds movements so that he doesn't accidentally lock the camera somewhere where it shouldn't be.
Yeah, the tail's attacking you the entire time, and if you end up triggering some of the attacks in certain places, it changes how the camera locks goes.
All right, this is the door.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
So we're going to go into the door from inside the door.
Yeah! Yes! I had to back up for that, but I'm really glad I didn't have to use it.
No boss fights.
So, 30 minutes ago, I found a new 12-second time save, GoGDQ. So let's see if I can get this on the first try.
Yes.
Hi.
So, for whatever reason, you can just clip out of bounds while you're going through those doors, and it saves you having to go up a couple of those platforms. I didn't know that until I accidentally bonked while watching the Tomb Raider crew earlier doing their practice. And so, yeah, that's a 12-second time save. All right, so here, go ahead and get a safety set up, just in case I end up getting this. So here we're doing another one of those save disjoints just to get combat at the exact right place that we want. Come on, go in bounds. All right, there we go.
So if enough is making these look trivial, the spacing is super precise here.
When I was learning this game, some of these splits that are like 5-7 minute splits, something like that, took me 40 minutes, an hour, whatever. All I can say is if you're going to learn this game, just be ready that some sections will be tough. Sit through and learn them. It is so rewarding when it pans out.
Don't forget the break room.
Thank you. All right, that's gonna be an extra $5 because I forgot.
Nah.
Yeah, if I did it while I was being attacked, I was kind of probably soft locked. So that pizza didn't really sit well with me. I think I need to use the restroom real quick, guys.
Running half the clock.
That's why I love this game.
Go ahead. It's open. Pretend I'm not here.
Also, always remember to wash.
Just hurry back.
All right.
Thank you guys for donating for the cutscene incentive, by the way.
This game is just fantastic. We need more Transistor in our lives. All right, now let's go ahead and do it. So the whole entire point of this section is we're trying to get up to the bad guys who ended up stealing our boyfriend away to get more information. Sybil, that first boss, was one of them. And they've locked themselves on the top of the concourse in their private clubhouse. So we need to activate 2 switches to go over there. And so this is the first one. Now, normally we could just go down, but unfortunately, we need to do some crazy shenanigans. Guys? I don't like that, no. Come on, I need you 2 to separate. This is gonna be questionable now. Are you guys not going to? You know what, fine then. We're just gonna do this. All right, making up strats on the fly, let's go.
All right.
I'm trying to separate those snapshots. Normally only one comes with me and I haven't had to practice with 2 of them nearby, so. All right.
Oh man, just barely dodging those. So he's bringing this drone over so that he can get storage off of this OVC terminal.
All right, and now I just need to find my way through and not accidentally get the other snapshot shooting me in the back of the head because, yeah, rip this section so much. All right, we got out of that one, and now the fun one comes. Oh, good God, he's shooting at me. If you can see that little bit of yellow right there, those are the bullets that were just about to hit my head. So I have no clue if I actually got the spacing on this. Let's find out. All right, want to make sure that I'm good there, and that should be over the corner. So there's another fight that I'm trying to jump over the corner of at the bottom of these stairs, and I might not have made it over. I did, sweet. Yes. All right. So now I have to just not miss the timing on pushing the OVC for this jump. Also, this section has little jumper pads that end up making you like fling across. And what is really happening is they actually just take Red's movement speed and crank it way up and then play an animation when you go across, like the other transitions, so.
But you can interrupt it with a turn mid-jump and you maintain all of that momentum and you're out of bounds.
Yep. Zoom!
Whee!
All right. All right, and there's the other terminal. All right, and we're good. All right, and that is the most stressful part of the run done, other than
Royce.
All right, back up just in case. And now Royce is having a bunch of these guys all banging on his door. We don't want to deal with them, so instead, come on. You want to come and cooperate? That should be good enough.
So when he's setting up the storage on these access points, he's being conscious of when he's walking away from the access point, it going back down, but also something that's really particular is the angle in which he jaunts into the access point. It is deceivingly particular.
Oh, and the best part is you can actually jaunt into the save point. Tina saw that in practice earlier. And what'll happen is because you're like directly on it and it's trying to come up at the same time, the game fights on who's supposed to be there, so it just slowly grows it, and then you just soft lock and have to reset.
Yeah.
Yay.
So one thing we didn't call out, because it would be bad to call it out before it happened, is that there is a soft lock that FNUF just dodged. You can get hit as that huge door is going up, and it'll permanently put you into a state where you're just kind of taking damage and sliding backwards. And you'll never die, you'll just be sliding for the rest of your life forever. It's great.
Yep, for whatever reason, anytime that you're going through a door and you have speed attached to you, then, you know, you just woo-hoo, off into the distance.
Yeah, it just takes your momentum and angle into the next loading zone, and yeah, you just go forever.
So this is my favorite not actual time save swag strat that I came up with myself. For whatever reason, after you end up talking to the two Camerata members here, you can just go into turn when it's supposed to be playing a victory animation. And if I get myself positioned right, and I'm now losing time on the swag strat, but you know, it's swag strat.
Ah, it's the strat.
And now while it's ticking stuff up, I can just go ahead and leave. So yeah.
Nice.
Seems good.
Yeah, and I think you can toss in some donations if you want right here, because we've got another cutscene of us flying all the way back to redo the rest of the game.
Absolutely. I've got $15 from CVPCS, who says, my playthrough of Transistor was a little bit different than FNUF's. Got $10 from Voltage X, who says, donating for Transistor's amazing soundtrack.
Shout outs to Transistor soundtrack. Shout outs to Supergiant Games. All of their games have amazing soundtracks.
Yeah.
Got $100 from Harabeck, who says, love this beautiful game and loving this wild run. There's something fitting about breaking this already broken world. This goes to the OOT run. Come on, Twitch chat, let's get it done. I've got $200 from Mara, who says, Transistor is one of the most beautiful games I have ever played. Glad to see it ran. Thanks for all your work. Much love.
All right. So here we're just doing a little bit of movement tech to get out of, or to get that dog to leave us alone for a second while we get rid of his weed buddies. Also, fetches are jerks.
So one thing you see here, there's a cell on the field. We didn't really touch on those, but every time you kill an enemy, a cell spawns, and if you don't collect it within a certain time, the enemy will actually respawn, which we're gonna sort of take advantage of that in a strat later on, but we'll point that out when we get there.
Yeah, for the most part, we would just prefer that maybe they stay dead.
Yeah, so around here, I lose my jaunt going into this. I get for a little bit coming out of that fight, which is why I end up doing turn there. It only saves like 2 seconds of done perfectly, but yeah. All right, so back up here, because Vulajin can tell you from experience that this is one of the worst areas to not safety save on, and then rip, and then world records die. It's fantastic.
So FNUF's going to be setting up a particular fight skip here with very specific angles, and he got it. Ayo.
Yeah. Normally you're supposed to do that out of turn, but I just want to keep it consistent. We're going to lose our jaunt there for a split second, so if you just have that set up and know the exact spot, it just goes a little bit faster, just a 2-second time save.
So you're pretty much just dancing around the boundaries that the fight would draw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we have another one of those coming up right here too. For whatever reason, they forgot to add collision to the back of this building, so you can just get up here and just right past it.
Well, okay.
Yep. Fun fact, I actually have made a transistor randomizer that changes up the level order so you don't always get jaunt, which makes things interesting. But the little step forward that bounce does is actually able to jump over that transition too, which is kind of fun. All right, so these are mans. Yes, mans, because, yeah. And their whole thing is they all have an ability, and when more than one of them are in the same fight, they share their abilities with each other. That one is stealthy, and they make it so that you can't hit them unless if they've just used an ability, and they are the bane of my existence, and what makes all the man fights take way too long. So we're going to be seeing a couple more of those in the section coming up here. Oh, right. Did you want to go ahead and touch on that snapshot thing now, since we got a little bit of time?
Oh, the snapshot thing. Okay. So you saw earlier where FNUF sort of made a drone follow him to an OVC terminal so that he could get storage. Similar thing's going to happen, but normally 4 drones spawn in an area, And the old strat used to be that, you know, you would try to go for like 2 of those drones and try to like split them all up, and it was a very confusing strat. But what you're gonna see FNUF do this time is he's going to destroy all 4 of them.
5, actually.
There's 5.
There's 5 of them, and if you have 3 on them, then it ends up killing you. Oh, by the way, jerks are jerks. This is Jerk 3.0. The jerks got stronger.
Yeah, Jerk 3.0. But yeah, so he's going to kill all of the drones and then collect all of their cells except for just 1, so that drone can respawn. And having 1 drone just following you is going to be so much easier to deal with.
Also, we just ended up picking up the best ability in the game. This is Load. It creates a bomb-like object, a sphere, or a circular thing, a sphere. What would you guys call that?
Just a sphere.
Just a sphere? Okay, a sphere.
A ball.
A ball? A ball?
Yep.
Okay. So, I'm going to go for the swag strats here because I want to go ahead and rip this run. Let's see. All right, so if I got this right, which I feel like I did, if not, it's a 2-minute reset. Yeah! All right, so I just like doing this because the menuing feels good. So we go in, we get them in combat, we end up dropping that, not there, that, go back in, reset, and now we've got all of those snapshots. They're all in combat with us, but they've forgotten to attack us. So that's fantastic. And pick that up while we're waiting for that to end up respawning. Yep. Orb. All right, and now he should be woken back up. Come here, little buddy. Come on. No. There you go. Yeah. All right, he looks like he's actually gonna follow now. These guys are notorious. They want to stay a certain distance away from you. You gotta like pack them into corners. It's the whole thing.
Time to get storage.
Yeah, the enemy pathing in this game can be real temperamental.
It's not even the enemy pathing. Everything is fairly consistent except the snapshots.
Yeah, the one that matters.
Of course it's the one that matters. All right, and he's gone. There we go. All right, so now we're going to take all of that through here, get that. So all of this is because we could normally skip that. That fight is completely optional. However, that fight gives 10% experience, and the fight that we're skipping gives 20%, all in the name of saving the XP.
And this is another instance where FNUF is using a controller to get a very specific angle.
Oh, I bumped my mouse. Apparently the cord bumps the mouse and it gives it back to mouse controls.
I like how red is invisible except for the dash animation. It's pretty cool.
If I'm not mistaken, red is drawn upon exiting. So when you pause while you're through the door, you're drawn invisible.
Mm-hmm. It's all about when you come out. Also, normally we'd be playing in Chinese right here because it stays 2 seconds there. The entire run, only 2 seconds to be in a different language. But I wanted to be in English so that people watching the VOD back could end up, seeing all the awesome things that the sword is saying. Also, there's a soft lock there if you go in and out of turn. I don't know why. It's fantastic. This game's great. All right, so we are now in the final section. We have confronted 3 of the 4 members of the Camerata. Royce, who is monologuing at us. By the way, the things we hate the most in this game are walls, monologues, and indecision, is following us around in his little, what is that, like a Mac TV that can float with an antenna? And now we have to try and avoid our greatest enemy accidentally talking to Royce. Oh, also, fun fact, in the files, Red is referred to as Muse, and when she's upside down, she is Spider Muse. Spider Muse does whatever Spider Muse does. So now we're back to those mans that I was talking about earlier. So I found out that whichever man you're closest to is the one that de-stealths first. Oh, I got both of them, yeah. What? That never happens. All right, sweet. So those stealths make them really, really iffy. I'm just gonna get the safety just in case. All right.
And then you're gonna see another instance here of FNUF doing a fight despawn, where he gets the save point, saves within the middle of the fight zone, retries the fight, and then since he is,
there's an extra $5. My wife is gonna hate me. Also, shout outs to Christina. I love you, hon. Thank you for letting me do this craziness. And there's another 5. All right.
You're killing us who are joining you with the $5 thing.
Hey, it's all for charity, right? So what are we up to now? Yeah, okay. Let's not think about that. I have to get home, don't I?
So yeah, moving the save point into the fight zone, saving the game, retrying, and since you respawn in the fight zone, we will respawn in the fight zone. But yeah, since you respawn in the fight zone, it doesn't like initiate the fight.
Yeah, so previously FNUF was making these look trivial. This is actually how hard they are.
There we go.
There we go, yeah.
For whatever reason, I think it's a certain distance you have to get away from the save point, and just the angle that save point is with where the fight trigger is, it's just a whole thing. Somebody's gonna have to tell me exactly how many times I reset there, and I kind of don't want to know.
Oh, don't worry, I'm sure plenty of people are keeping track for us.
F in chat to pay respect. All right, so I'm gonna show off something real quick. I'll just go ahead and do it. So, let's see if I can get it the first try. If not, it's not worth worrying about. Hey. Also, you could just clip out of bounds here. It's not useful, but I just like showing it off. And it's gonna make this fight slower, but.
So yeah, again, with the mans here, they share abilities. Like each man will have a individual ability, but if they're multiples of them, they will share the abilities. I believe they share the abilities in pairs and not across like more than 2.
I'm not 100% how it works because there's a fight where we have all 4 of them and I just avoid that. But yeah, one that makes them fast, one makes the bullets fast, and one that makes them all heal, and that fight is such a pain to try and get right. Like the, oh, by the way, shoutouts to Spider Muse.
Spider Muse.
Spider Muse.
Best character in the Spider-Verse canon. So yeah, we actually have a fight where they put all 4 of them together, and I know they don't all stealth, so I'm not completely sure how it works, but it's fine. I don't have to know. I just have to be able to run it.
Also, very casual fight skip right here. You wouldn't even know that there's a fight here, but I mean, yeah, we skip one.
Yeah, if you just don't walk through that. Also, shoutouts to that Royce just going ahead and piecing out. I have definitely tried to hit a safety save there, and then he decides he wants to talk to me for 30 seconds while he's not even on screen, because he is a jerk. Also, jerks are jerks. All right, so
here's that fight skip for the 4-man fight.
And there we go, we're past it.
Yes.
That's another one that's very, very precise.
Yep. And so this is gonna be our last skip before the final boss, so we're almost there. So let's see if we can get this right. I did back up save that just now, right?
I believe you did.
Yep.
Okay. Oh my God.
So yeah, normally what happens here is when you progress into this area, you sort of lose all of your abilities, so you can't jaunt, and then there's going to be all of these red doors, and you need to listen to voice lines for the doors to open. But since he sort of did like the save disjoining, and then he's going to retry in this area, he has his abilities, and you can kind of just go right through the walls without listening to the dialogue.
Yep. Royce wants to talk way too much, so we're just not gonna let him do that. He's gonna have his chance in the final fight anyway, because, yeah, we have to go back and do that non-free strat.
So fun fact, you can actually access this cradle from a out-of-bounds area.
Yep, that wall clip I was showing off earlier, you can get to it, but for whatever reason, no object is interactable if it is off-screen. That one place where I'm able to sing off-screen is the only other place that you're able to do it. Otherwise, you've got to find some trigger to move the camera there.
So hey, if somebody back home can do that out of bounds and then find a way to get into this ending area fast?
I've been trying. Like, I went ahead and spent like 2-3 weeks just exploring Fairview to get through there, but so far I haven't found anything. Shout outs to anybody who can end up getting or helping the Transistor speedrun community find a new clip there.
And also, chat, I would like to try something. I actually want to challenge you guys. So we are in the final boss fight here, and Royce can definitely be a jerk. But you know what would make him not be a jerk? If we could somehow hit 1,580,000. Let's shoot for 580,000.
Do you think they can do that?
I don't know. Do you guys think you can do it? But yeah, Royce is a big jerk, and this fight is going to be insane.
Yeah, so this fight is real tough. This is one of the spots in the game where we might lose really a lot of money, so that'll be fun.
When it says prepare yourself, you know something's going to happen.
So Royce has a transistor too, and he can also use turn. And yeah, he's complete RNG, and I hate him. All right. Okay, we're doing the runaway strat. Not cool, Royce. Let's see if we can still save that. I think I can get through that on... All right. Let's just run over here.
You need to deplete Royce's health bar 3 times?
4 times.
Oh, 4 times, I'm sorry.
Yep. So if I'm standing in the right place, if you see there's a little dot missing right there, and if I'm standing in the right place, it will actually catch some of his attacks. Also, this is what we were talking about with indecision. Come on. Okay, that's not too bad. I think I actually escaped 1 shot off of it.
So one of the things that we haven't seen happen yet is when you would go into an emergency turn, but
I'm on cooldown, then I end up losing my ability.
Right.
And if I lose all my abilities, I die, which might actually be happening right here. No? Oh, come on. So Royce used a mask, which puts him in stealth, so I can't do any damage to him. And he gets a free turn because Royce is a jerk.
Royce is a jerk.
Yep.
And now he's monologuing at me because he has to flex. All right. There we go.
Luckily, you lose your functions in a specific order, so FNUF knows what he is going to lose if he dies.
Yeah, and Royce decided he wanted to stealth a second time right as that turn started up because Royce is a jerk. That was my turn, Royce. You had yours. Come on, buddy. Learn to share. All right, and so we're just going to play keep away because I'm willing to go into turn much earlier than he is, so that should be fine. It says out of range. It's not out of range. The game doesn't know what it's talking about. All right, and all right. So we're now in the final phase. We're with this setup here. We're good.
Oh my God, Royce.
Oh my gosh.
Chat, Royce is being a jerk. We need your help.
So, fun fact, I have timed it out. Royce, at fastest, I've gotten him through him in 1:50. Most runs are like 2:10 to get just like through this individual fight. I think I'm somewhere at like the 4-minute time. Where are we doing on time anyway?
You're currently...
You're doing pretty okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we're doing this with just bounce, which means that every single time I get a turn, I only get to do 300 of his 1,000 damage. So this is gonna take a bit here. No, Royce, you never win. Come on now. All right, 1 more turn and we got him down.
So alongside the music being amazing, voice acting is just on top with this one.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that these. Okay, maybe. All right, I'm gonna have to wait 1 more. It's still free. I would love to say that this has never happened to me before, but...
Marathon luck.
No, this always happens to me. This is what my world record attempts always look like. Royce, come on now. So, yeah, there's definitely some room for optimization in this game. So, yeah. There we go.
That's not time yet. We've still got a bit more to do.
Yep. So all of that, us going into our magical sword art area in our online game, was so that we could superpower our transistor so it can now magically restore the city. And so Red is going to end up using this to see what her powers are and try and get her boyfriend back. So just some quick shout outs real quick while we're in this little closing bit here. I want to shout out my chat community, Zunsu, Sada, MN Shyamalan, let's see, Ravensgrim, XJK Wing. I'm sure I'm getting your stuff wrong, but you know who you are. The Transistor speedrunning community, especially Katarev, for giving me somebody to fight against, even if you do keep wiping the floor with me every single time you touch this game. GDQ for putting on an amazing event, am I right? Woo! Wait, I probably shouldn't woo into the mic, should I? And especially my wife and my kid for putting up with me and letting me do all these crazy shenanigans. And also all you guys on the couch, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, FNUF, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
All right, so we get over here. We end up finally getting back around to Mr. Nobody.
So we're going to call time when the screen fades to black.
So he's too far corrupted and can't be revived, so Red does the only thing that she can. If she can't have him out here, she's going to go in after him.
We're going to plug in the USB.
Wait, what are you doing? Red. Don't do it. Don't dare. Don't do this. Please. If you do this. Red, please no. Wait.
And time. Yeah. But yeah, speedrun.com/transistor if you want to get in on this. I'm sure there's a lot more tech for us to discover, and we would love to have more runners. And also, you can hit me up at all my media links, and I will gladly help anybody who wants to learn this run, because it is an amazing and super rewarding run. And thank you again. Woo.
Thank you, Fnuff, for that incredible run of Transistor. Man, we had a lot of donations there, including $100 from Final Eden, who says, "I'll take that challenge, Dave. Also, let's get that OOT run." And $20 from Mr. Capelli, who says, donation, more money, because Dave asked so nicely. I've got $30 from Anonymous, who says, "Gotta donate for Transistor, one of my favorite games, and can't wait to see how the runner breaks this game." $50 from Vale Fox, who says, "Ooh, Transistor looks amazing as always. Have fun on the run. Keep up the great work." $75 from Nux Tenma, who says, "Transistor is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's amazing to see it so broken. Thanks for the great run." $20 from Mithrak, who says, "Transistor is such a beautiful game with an amazing soundtrack, so I just had to donate to support the cause." And we are going to go ahead and run an ad break. We will be right back. One of our wonderful sponsors who helps us put on this event this year is Best Buy. Best Buy is the destination for all PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC gaming needs. You can pre-order Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield at Best Buy and get $10 in rewards. You can pre-order Bloodstained Ritual of the Night at Best Buy and get an exclusive metal case. You can pre-order Cyberpunk 2077 at Best Buy and get one of 3 exclusive steelbooks. Best Buy carries exclusive physical limited run games, including the upcoming Celeste and Toe Jam and Earl. Thank you, Best Buy. So coming up real soon, our next run is going to be the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim by Kronos. But before that, we have an interview with Kizaran and the runner of the Let's Go, well, we don't know if it's going to be Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu just yet, Etiquette. Kizaran, take it away.
What is up, Summer Games Done Quick 2019? Good morning, the last day of the event. I'm super duper excited. We've raised a ton of money, and we still have plenty of time to raise more and beat as many records as we possibly can. Speaking of records, I'm here with world record holder of Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, Etiquette. How are you doing this morning, as if I've never seen you before?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm surprised I didn't keep you up. We're actually bunk mates right now, and I'm surprised I didn't keep him up because I kept coughing last night and just making it a miserable experience to be with me. But anyway, so Let's Go. You and I kind of both went into the game at the same exact time, and Oro as well. We kind of just went into the game without any expectations or anything, and it just kind of became like a really fun speedrun phenomenon. Can you kind of like go into that for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So I went into Sun and Moon, the Gen 7 games, really optimistic, and I ended up getting let down, kind of. So I went into Let's Go with really low expectations, and it just blew me away. The run is so... it was a fun casual game, and then the actual speed run is so unique because there's a whole mechanic we'll go into when we are actually doing the run, but we need to do a lot of extra things that you normally don't have to do in a Pokemon speed run, so it's really cool.
Yeah, like... I've been talking about this to some people that have been asking about the run personally, and the exciting thing about Let's Go, and you can definitely attest to this, is just it kind of brings back the whole gotta catch 'em all feel, just because each gym has different requirements to enter, and one of them is having 50 in your deck, so it kind of brought new life to Pokemon speedrunning, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the emphasis in all of the other Pokemon main series games has always been, especially for speedrunning, like how can we optimize these fights? How can we get through these fights as fast as possible and as safe as possible in some cases? And in Let's Go, really the route is completely built around the idea that we have to catch 50 Pokemon by like the 2.5 hour mark in the run. And that's just such a unique experience, and it really makes every run different than the last one. You never have 2 runs that are the same.
And like the neat thing about that too is how it just, like I said, it incorporates that casual element to it. So anyone can really just pick up the game. And we made a plugin for the Pokemon Discord before during the Crystal run, and we'll go ahead and do that again. So if you guys are interested in picking up Let's Go as a speed run, we have so many people that are willing and eager to help. Just join the Pokemon Speedruns Discord. On that note, let's go to some social media real quick, because we actually have some. So we have at Emiliano Cenizo. I'm so sorry, that's probably wrong. So are there any strats that existed in the Pokemon Yellow version of the game that can be applied to Let's Go?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We actually, my very first attempt, and actually for like a whole week at the very beginning of the game's release, we tried to use Nidoking. Like, Nidoking was the answer in Generation 1 for both Yellow and for Red Blue. And so it was like instantly like, yeah, let's main switch to Nidoking and we'll use Nidoking to go through the game. And that is a bad idea. It just does not go well. So we don't have any like things that go one-to-one to Generation 1, but I mean, we do have some of the liberties. A lot of the other Pokemon games have a very set way you have to go through the game. We can actually do the badges in almost any order we want, just like Gen 1. So we can sort of take from that.
Now, we did just mention Pokemon Yellow, so we might as well bring this up too, since Pokemon Yellow does feature Pikachu. Now, this does say Eevee/Pikachu. So we do have a bid war going on right now for you guys to determine at home which version you want to see played. Eevee's in the lead by about 2,400 or something like that. But we do have plenty of time between now and the start of Let's Go. We do have Skyrim in between all of this. So if you want Pikachu Ran, which he doesn't want,
go Eevee.
Then you can absolutely just poop on him and, you know, make him miserable and enjoy that. Sure love messing with you. Yeah. Back to some social media. So we have from @Corundum what's the biggest opportunity to sequence break Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in the future?
Yeah, so one of the biggest ways that we could possibly like save a lot of time is if we can skip any of the badges. Like there's a mechanic where when you're going up to Victory Road to the Elite Four, you get your badges checked. And if we could skip either Koga's gym badge, which is the one that is the 50 catch requirement, or like Giovanni's gym badge, which is the one that probably is the most realistic just because it's right next to the next loading zone, then we would be able to save a ton of time. But as of right now, there's really no big sequence breaks or anything like that.
Now, I did bring up glitch hunting before during my previous plugin for Pokemon stuff as well. I actually have a bounty out for anybody who can find a sequence break in the game. $100 from me if you want to do some glitch hunting and see if you can find a way to sequence break the game. We do have one more social media question. So it's from @TNDom. Is Mew under that truck?
No, but it's behind a paywall in this game.
Now, it looks like that our producers want us to go on for another couple of minutes, but I mean, we do have one run before yours, and I really want to play the washing machine in the arcade, so I think we're just going to go.
Yeah, bye.
Well, while we're finishing getting set up for the Elder Scrolls, I've got more donations to read out. $50 from TWD Industries, who says, this has been great, folks. I hope it never ends. $50 to Chrono Trigger 100% to make that happen. $100 from Anonymous, who says, more Zelda. $175 from Tadeus, who says, hey, GDQ, getting ready for the final countdown. While I will not be able to watch most of today's runs, I wanted to make sure I donated to push for a strong finish. Speaking of which, putting this towards Ocarina of Time, one of my favorite games of all time. And we are ready to start the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim with Kronos. Please take it away.